Alright guys, so this is officially going to be the first video where we're working on the E36. Now I have to add a quick disclaimer. With the timeline going right now, this is kind of in the past because while Alberto's going to be doing some of the first stuff to the E36, I'm actually going to be at the dyno with both the Chaser and the Skyline, and you guys already saw the video for that. So the whole reason this is kind of happening, we have to get the car over to Vero Beach to our friends over at Bell Raceworks that is going to do the cage in this. But before it goes there, we want to get a head start on it because our deadline to test this car is February 29th. All right, so that's gonna approach very, very fast when we want to get going.
What's up guys, Big Boost here taking over Adam's channel. Today we're gonna be working on the E36. In this video, I'm gonna explain to you and show you how to remove basically the whole car. We're gonna take the engine out. Before you start taking anything apart, be sure to disconnect the battery first. That way you don't cause any short circuits in the car and maybe destroy the wiring or catch the car on fire. So once that's done, we move on to the front of the car, and then we have Showman help you with a broomstick to hold the hood if you don't have struts. Then we are taking the coolant cap off so that we can drain the radiator. I already drained the oil, so we're gonna lift the car back up, do that, and then we're also gonna start removing the downpipe and the alternator. No, not the alternator, I'm sorry, the starter, dry shaft, and a bunch of the dry lime stuff so we can start pulling the engine out. This time Showman already went ahead and removed the radiator, intercooler piping, and it's now removing some of the wiring harness on the 1JC.
Yes, sir.
You ain't done, Showman?
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
I was getting frustrated with the fuel lines, and Alberto said, we're just gonna, you know, make it come off real quick.
You ain't need that.
You don't need that.
Like,
Think.
oh,
You almost got me. But yeah, these are all gonna be going away. Gonna be doing nice and line, I think, right, Alberto?
yeah, we're doing that 6 lines on this. So
Yeah, much better than
no
this.
factory line.
No factory line at all replaced, so no need for this.
Yeah.
All right, what are we doing, Alberto?
Taking the front off.
What for?
We're gonna put a nice little clutch on this thing. So we're gonna switch it off from a single disc to a twin disc later. So the train has to come off. We're also putting the engine on the engine stand to upgrade a few things. We're now removing the rear brake. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get to the subframe bushings today, but one of the things I'm doing to speed up the process is I'm removing the e-brake system. Since we are going to do a dual caliper braking system, we are going to remove the factory e-brake, the cable stuff, so facilitate the installation.
All right, so unfortunately we had a slight casualty. I lost a G7X. So unfortunately we had a slight camera casualty. The camera fell and now it's broke. I might be able to fix it. But for now, I'm almost ready to pull the manifold off. I have one bracket and I should be able to slide it right off. How nice is it, Alberto, when you like pull something off and you realize you didn't forget anything? Oh. Alright, so since lately we've been kind of paying a little bit more attention to weight with cars and builds and stuff, and since I realized we have a pretty fancy scale that's been really convenient to weigh stuff, I thought one cool thing to weigh would be the factory J-pipe. So a really common thing on JZ engines, people will delete the factory J-pipe. It's essentially a overly complicated intake, so they make little pipes that will just come from here that you can run a filter on, and then you would just run this piece with like this capped off. So we'll go ahead, weigh this to see how much weight you would save by deleting a J-pipe. I feel like kind of accidentally, Alberto, too, we're turning into 1J people. We've got this 1J here, we got a 1J in that, we got a 1J in that car. That's a lot of 1Js.
I get a 1J.
Dude, imagine a 1J in your E36.
Oh my god, I don't have the money for that.
Yeah, but you can buy my old adapter, and then that'd be cool. We should do that.
That would be cool. Yeah, I'll solve all my E36 issues that I have with that engine. I hate it.
Dude, I'd be so pumped if we both had 1J E36s. Comment below if you want to see a 1J in Alberto's car. I do. Yeah, but no, because then yours is going to sound cooler than mine. You'll put like some crazy big turbo on it, and then looks upward in anticipation.
I mean, I can just put the R7 turbo on it real quick.
Here's a big 3584. So it is about 10 pounds. Now, it doesn't seem like the biggest deal, but a big problem with JZ engines, they are really, really heavy. So a lot of people get concerned about weight and stuff when you're swapping it. So I thought it'd be interesting just to know what it roughly would save. I'm gonna go ahead and weigh too the new manifold and turbo we're gonna put on it, and we can compare that to the stock setup. Kind of hard to compare apples to oranges because it is gonna have a little bit different, you know, downpipe, and there's stuff added, stuff removed. But I think we will save quite a bit of weight. And talking about manifolds, the homies at Doc Race got us some manifolds sent over pretty quick. We'll see what's inside. I'm so excited. Woo! Look at this thing. God dang. Now this is a work of art. I'm so glad I didn't coat this. The one that I have from them in my Skyline is that cool camo coating, but it looks so pretty with no coating. Wow. The RB, I was just worried because I have lots of heat management issues where JZ's. There's a little more room in the engine bay and we're not gonna have as much stuff by the manifold, but oh man, this is sick. Just typical V-band setup. We will be putting a G36 on this car. Dang, this thing is so cool. All right. Tick.
That was definitely the most cringy tick ever. Like he also be like, tick. He's like, kick. It sounds like
one issue, bro.
distorted tick.
Well, hey, I got a question for you real quick. That's cool. I've never seen that before. Have you seen that?
Weight. I mean, you want it lightweight, right?
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
There you go.
One issue though. I don't know what we're gonna do about this. Oh, it does. Oh, does it touch? We might need to grind a little bit off the engine mount there. Not that, but like this right here.
Okay, I see it. Right there.
I think it's minimal enough though.
Okay.
Don't you agree?
Yeah.
Crisis averted. This thing's so beautiful. I was originally planning on doing all the turbo stuff in the car, but it was so much easier being able to just get a impact, just do rather than having to work in the car and get around it. It's also going to be way easier for Alberto on this side doing the fueling stuff. In the car last time it was a mega pain working with injectors and stuff, and now when we are changing the cams, it'll be a little bit easier to do the springs and retainers too. It looks so terrifying up here.
It's really big, dude.
I'm questioning this decision.
If you didn't do it,
Why park it? It's cold!
NASCAR cam removal.
NASCAR cam removal. Speed isn't bad, but accuracy. Oh!
We don't need it. Yeah.
Where do I find these people? I don't know.
Puerto Rico.
Alberto.
It was funny. I'm not funny. What are you talking about?
Only he can make fun of himself.
Right? They're like,
This is definitely a stinky JZ. Wait, I want to see if I can beat your speed, Alberto. My turn. Ready, set. Oh my God, Alberto! The socket! Alright, I don't think I'm gonna be able to beat Alberto's time. I'm not as familiar with
getting
these tools as he
desperate.
is. No, we're still got the timer. You messed up, so. My hands are running out of room. No. Alright.
you don't dare mix the cam caps. Wait, what are you doing?
You don't mix them if you pull them all up at once.
And then they're just gonna slide over and fall and get mixed.
They're not gonna fall. Cam stuck. I'm just kidding.
Well, I'm still waiting.
What do you mean? Well, no, this wasn't part of the time. I don't want them to fall because then you can be like, I told you so. But I could balance them, I promise. No, actually, I can't.
I done this. You don't want this. Very neatly stacked on medical grade paper.
Alright, so right now, Alberto's going ahead and labeling all of these so they don't get mixed up.
Yes, we don't want to mix up.
Schulman likes to sneak in here late at night and mess with Alberto by moving all his important engine components around. So
there's a proper teak. It's so satisfying.
If you guys don't remember from the other video, Alberto cleverly uses one of the hookups from a compression tester to send air to keep the valves from falling while he does this.
They normally sell a kit, but we don't have it, so you just use the same stuff from a compression tester, and you remove the little valve that keeps it from like letting the air escape from the compression. So you take that off so you can actually feed air into the cylinder.
And how much pressure are you putting in there?
Right now about 80. I tried 50 earlier, but sometimes it gets stuck, so I won't push hard enough on the valve, so I'll just keep pressing down, so you have to keep going back and forward. But with about 80 psi is fine. Too much pressure and it will actually push the piston down if it's not atop the center, bottom the center, and actually move the engine. You don't want that, so it's just around 80 is fine. It doesn't make the noise happen. It's cool if it's stuck.
I remember one of the first things I ever did on an engine was this same job on my SR, like way back when you were at your old shop.
Yes, the hardest part of this is centralizing this, so it pushes down straight on the valve, because if it pushes in an angle, then it will move the spring towards the valve and you won't be able to fit the keepers. It's really tedious to push it straight. It's loud. Look at the white smoke. Oh, wait. Oh, I got that one stuck. Really? Right. Oh, I got them both on stock. Now here's how loud it sounds. Sounds almost like the engine is on with air. Stupid thing.
All right, we get it. Now what we need like 6 of these, and we can try to alternate.
Oh my god, yeah, man. That's so loud with this. You mind like running open manifold with it? It should be really loud. So you grab yourself a little magnet, push down on the spring, and then with a magnet, you pull the keepers out like this. Now you can just put a spring and retainer out.
We are doing the same BC springs and retainers that we did in the other JZ. It's literally going to get the same 264 cams as well.
So we put the spring back in the socket. Then you have to put the keepers on by hand. Then one trick I like to do, I like to have them the division like 12 o'clock instead of sideways. That way you can play with the valve side to side. It's kind of like really hard to like line it up and make sure it goes in smoothly. Film from this side. Okay. Yeah. There we go.
I don't know if I ever told you guys this, but we did end up picking up a spare 2J. It would be really cool to put this in one of the cars, but we have this engine to build a spare engine for the S15 for Formula Drift. I wanted to build a spare engine. We had a spare crank, we had spare rods. We just needed another head, and then we're just gonna get like another NA block to build. But conveniently enough, AC compressor. Alberto's stealing the AC compressor off it to get AC in this car because I'm a little girl that can't drive in the heat. And while he's doing that, I'm finishing up
Don't hurt yourself, Adam.
the springs and retainers on the 1J.
Oh, nice.
I'm getting there. I've got a couple more.
Oh, you definitely but
What?
You fallen?
Of course.
Good.
It humanizes me.
Wow.
If you guys have been watching for a while, you remember this is a pretty old idea that I think we talked about back when we were building maybe my SR or when we were doing the 342J. But on this engine, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 24 springs, old springs that we're not gonna use anymore. From this JZ from the E36 and then from the JZ from my White Chaser. So I've got 48 old springs, and the idea was to make them into keychains. So what we're gonna do, if you guys place an order on LZMFG, we're just gonna toss in a spring with the next 48 orders. Maybe it's cool to you, maybe it's dumb. Just put in the order comments that you want one, and we'll make sure to throw it in with your order, and you can do whatever you want with it. Remember when we talked about doing that like forever ago and I never did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I lost them. But Shulman's gonna clean them all, so they'll be nice and clean. You could eat food off of them and bounce your children. I don't know. All right, we got the turbo for the E36. I'm excited to share with you guys what we're gonna be running on that 1J. Nothing more exciting than some Garrett packaging. This is a cool way to trick you into thinking that we're putting a turbo that big on it. Just kidding. What we have in here is a turbo in a bag. So if you're familiar with a lot of the older Garrett numbers and everything, like the 3071, this, from what I understand, would be the closest thing to a 3071. This is their G3660. If you remember on the Super, we did the G3770. So this, in comparison to the G25660 that we did on the Chaser, should hold a little bit better because it's got a little bit more flow designed for a bigger engine, but the compressor housing is still rated around the same horsepower, since I'm not looking for more than 500, 550 wheel. No reason to go overkill. It still looks so tiny even compared to like a 3071. I thought it was going to be a little bit similar size-wise to the 3071, but this should have a crazy good spool, make a lot of torque, and have a huge power band, which is exactly what I'm looking for that thing to be a killer drift car. Pop some V-bands on and do a quick mock-up and see how it's going to look. It doesn't look that small, but I feel like I'm just so used to seeing JZs with such massive turbos that it just looks like a tiny little girl. Probably will end up with a similar orientation to this setup. So this will probably be more down like this. Like I said before, the most obvious visible difference is on the actual hot side. You can see that this setup is quite a bit smaller than the setup over here. That looks monstrous in comparison. We're playing life swap, so I'm the mechanic today and Alberto's a filmer. He's gonna, are you gonna do your best to pretend to be me?
All right, Adam, how much longer for this? I got a drift series to go with this thing right now.
Adam, watch this. Tick. Oh, it won't do it anymore.
Brother, you're not taking your job seriously.
I'm taking my job seriously.
You need to be here early at 5 in the morning.
5 in the morning? Get out of here, bro. Bro, dude, I'm still awake at 5 in the morning. I don't know where you got that from. 5 in the morning. God. Adam, you would not believe what happened to me last night with Sharon.
Remember that one time when I woke up at 5 in the morning? Remember?
I don't know what we're remembering, but it can't be good. Stupid engine, I hate stupid engine. Stupid things and stupid noise next door. Music I don't like. Stupid.
They already sound like that?
No.
That's like a little over-exaggerated. Means I try to be a little bit realistic on your end.
Yeah, no. But I can't do your accent without trying to be funny. Like, I can't do it and be serious.
It's my unique accent, bro.
My unique accent, bro.
You see the way that my accent is set up? You don't just simply imitate it. It's copyrighted. What are you doing there? Like, do you got this? You need help? You need me to get Showman?
Oh, big.
Showman's over there, already on high alert.
Someone's literally in Africa right now. You can still hear his name.
You still trying to get it in?
Bro.
You need assistance getting it in?
It was that first try. It was that first try. I'm sorry. Excuse me? Excuse me? Can I help you?
You're gonna have to do it again on the next one.
Bro, listen. I've been doing this for 20 years, working for punk kids like you. You don't even feed me well, dude.
So you're trying to have fun like me, but you can't even have your own fun. Look at that. See, you're trying too hard. It has to be organic.
Organic, like the meals that you eat.
Yeah. Well, they're not really organic. I don't know. I actually don't know.
Health nut. You and your meal prep. I'm over here eating scraps from the dumpster and you're fine dining in my own kitchen.
You have a
Tell
kitchen?
you what, mister. My audio!
This video will resume in the next minute. Wait a minute, where am I? What? I was supposed to be helping Adam with this stuff. What am I doing all the way over here? I don't even know how I made it all the way to the tires. Adam, you still got this?
I'm not that cringe.
Are you okay?
What do you mean? I'm done, Samir.
Well, you're done, but It was just a short break for the compressor. What are you talking about? What do you mean you're done? Oh shit, he is done. But Samir, you still have 2 more.
You see, I'm trying to go to the skate park, and I'm trying to go ride some bikes. So I gotta finish the chaser.
Oh.
When you do these 2, and then we'll do the cams.
So you're telling me you have about 20 cars, and you're putting an excuse that you have to drive the one car that needs work done.
Because it's the coolest. Comment below. Do you think the chaser is the coolest car that I own? What do you think the coolest car? What do you think the coolest car I own is, Albert?
The coolest car that Adam owns, hands down, has to be the GT3. I love that car. I'm not gonna say the brand because he's gonna make fun of me. I see him waiting already, so I'm not gonna say the brand. I'm just gonna say the GT3 RS.
See, I was gonna make fun of you because that's the one car that you haven't really touched. If you think about it, like you've created all of these awesome cars, and you chose the one that was made by some people over in Germany. That's like.
All right, I must say, after driving passenger in the Chaser today, I am very impressed with the car, and the way it sounds really good. I actually can't say anything wrong about that. I think you're pretty spot on because the Skyline is fun, but it's a little on the. It feels like a 240, and it's like more of the uncomfortable side, and the way it handles is not as nice as a Chaser.
And working on it is like.
Oh my god, I hate working on the Skyline. It's terrible. Well, I was working on AC stuff on the Chaser, so it doesn't get any better than that either. But yeah, I must say it's a pretty good car. The Evo is awesome. The Supra is sick. Yeah. But now that you put that carbon fiber seat, it's not comfortable anymore. So that one is just discarded now. So okay, I'll give you that. The Chaser is probably your most well balanced cars right now.
Well, I don't know if I say well balanced, but coolest. We'll go with that. So.
Okay.
When we resume, we'll be installing some Brian Crowder 264 cams in this 1JZ VVTi engine in my E36 323i.
Okay.
The last step to what we're going to do in this video engine-wise is in this box, the BC264 cams. Gives it some nice sound, and we pick up some power up top as well. For reference, I do have the same 264s in my S13, and then in the S15 I have BC272s. I walk away for 1 minute, and this guy over here. What is it doing?
Protecting my head.
Alright, time to install the cams. Dick!
No.
If anything goes wrong, it's absolutely my fault since I touched the engine, right?
Yes, you were trying to seriously put the cams without putting the...
It was a joke. I was testing you. I was testing to see if you were paying attention.
Oh, I am paying attention, alright.
This is when it comes in handy that you went through all that labeling. So, Alberto, you want to remind the viewers at home why we went through the trouble of doing springs and retainers? Because in theory, I know a lot of people don't necessarily always do them.
Yeah, so first we're high revving, and then also we're using a higher profile cam that requires springs and retainers. So there's springs and retainers, well, the retainers doesn't really matter, it's durability, but the springs have a higher seat pressure, so they're able to retain pressure and stay seated under higher RPMs and more durations. If you put a higher duration cam and rev the engine too high, the stock springs could float and you can drop a valve. You don't want that.
That one was the exhaust cam. And time to start her. She's all ready. Great success. Tired, and I had to say some pretty messed up stuff to Alberto to get a smile on his face so we can film this outro for you guys. What do you think about my engine, Alberto?
I like it a lot. It's turning out pretty cool. Especially after driving that thing and knowing that this is gonna make even more power, I'm even more excited about that.
Maybe not more power. Maybe just more power up top. The compressor is rated to the same horsepower, so I don't know what's gonna happen. It's gonna be interesting.
But I thought you wanted me to be excited.
I mean, it's got a...
You're excited and you do that to me?
Bro, it's same cam, same spring, same retainers, same compressor side, similar manifold.
Lighter car.
Yes, that's the thing.
Yes.
So the car should hopefully weigh about 500 pounds lighter, so that plus...
500 pounds?
Yeah. That thing weighs like 3,200 pounds, bro. Yeah.
It's a boat right there.
Bro.
It's a little boat.
But it's sick. So anyway, this thing, like, obviously not totally ready to go in. We got to do gaskets and stuff.
You know what's funny? Even the valve cover colors match. Except now you need another one of these purple
What do you mean?
thingies for over here.
Like this one's the same color as that car?
The valve covers are the same.
True, both are wrinkle black. And then I could get one of the purple things would be sick, except my car's not purple. So maybe we'll do a different color. But anyway,
Blue.
We should have the car back maybe by the next video with a cage, which will be pretty exciting because we're just going to go full ham on it.
Dude, like I have the whole corner of parts right there that I have to install in like 4 days.
Well, we should add in that it's not just going to be you.
That's true.
So we have a big special reveal.
A big reveal.
That will probably be in the next video. I feel like we should make like a cool little montage and like talk about said person a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah. But we're very excited to have someone else full time that's going to be helping us out.
Finally, I can take some time off and enjoy things. I'm just kidding.
Well, also too,
Yeah.
when we're working on the E36, Mike's coming down. So he's going to be like doing cinematic, like making us look really cool while we work on the car. So I'm excited because that means I get to actually work on the car instead of having to film Alberto working on the car.
Wait, that means I need to go shopping right now for a new shop's clothes. I need to look good for the video.
Dude, we should wear like all white every day we're working on the E36.
That's impossible. Already by like touching the inside of the car, that Showman, oh my god, Showman sanded the whole inside and left it like that. Oh my god, the guys at Bell race for him up. He's like, damn it, Showman. They touch the car, like get instant red. It's like, oh my god.
He's just trying to prep it for paint. So I don't know. So anyway, that about sums it up. There are a lot of stuff going on with the E36 in this. You want to just do the talking since I'm not able to do this right
I
now?
don't think I'm any better at that than you are. I think if anybody's suited up to talking, it's you.
Yeah, but it's hard.
Normally, even the subtitles can't even understand what I'm saying. Have you seen the subtitles?
Bro,
when
I
I'm
can barely understand what you're saying, bro. All right, engine good. E36 back soon. See this? There's a little button underneath the video. Play a little game with it.
That means power.
Give it a good old slap. Yep.
Yeah. Thumbs up for power.
Thumbs up for sweet
So
builds.
over 500? Is it gonna be
Oh yeah,
500?
for sure, for
Okay,
sure,
all
for
right,
sure.
I'm excited now.
No, it's just a question of like if it's gonna be 520,
Now the
550.
main question is, am I gonna be able to take it for a rip?
Bro, you can take it for 3 rips. How's that sound?
3 rips.
3
Better
rips
than
in
one
the
rip.
E36.
I thought you were talking about 4 for a minute there. It's like maybe 4.
I mean, we could trade, we could exchange favors. You got some stuff that I might want to take for a rip. Remember?
No.
Your rotary, dude.
The RX-7.
I'm talking about your rotary, dude. Get your mind out of the gutter. What are you talking about, bro? This guy.
Yeah, because the BMW is slow.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
I drive your BMW, you drive my BMW, mine blows up, we laugh, I don't laugh later, I cry for a little bit, and then we keep working.
When you say